Why do you think Islam could take Persia and Persia not lose its culture? Because Islam itself was seeded by Persia. It's the same, I was going to say mentality. It's the same foundational theology. The Arabs are North Africa. Sahara, not Green Sahara, but North Africa. Home of the goddess. Before Islam, of course. Was Islam a problem to the nomadic people? Of course not. It's just built for them. They took to it like a whatever, I mean, it was no problem. Same character. Islam was just a earlier extension of Tartaria to be. Not Tartaria then, I mean, but the foundation of Tartaria was that well, to use a different phrase, the Mongolian hordes, or the hordes of Central Asia, the nomads, had taken the world prior to Tartaria as such being identified. The nomad's understanding of the planet is that anywhere is his. It's wherever he walks, wherever he goes. I think it was Abraham who was told, wherever you put your foot, I give it to you. From the Mediterranean to the great rivers, Euphrates, Tigris. Didn't matter that it belonged to someone else. What do you mean belong? I'm here now. It was same with the British, same with the Americans. We have a perfect right to set up our company in this land because, we want to. It's in our interest. And it might be in yours. And typically that was the way Tartaria worked. It was in their interest. Brought technology and interesting things and security and so on. Much better than a Christian king that might grind you into the ground. Tartaria didn't have wars. I mean, once it was Tartaria. It was, we might call it a confederation, but I don't think they were. It was just happy families. But the religion wasn't Christian. Another version of the Egyptian mythos, of course. The mystery cults. This one was built for the Arabs. Perfect. Just what Persians wanted. And most acceptable when they came to Persia. I mean, at heart, same values. And of course, it's not that, say, the Chinese had to become Muslim. I didn't get that far. The Muslims had to become city dwellers, magnificent cities. Whether it was Northern Europe, China, North, even South America. Do you think the Chinese didn't know about the Americans? They'd mapped it, and their cities there. It's the European royals that didn't want to know. the history of Tartaria. Because they were impoverished, pauper states compared to Tartaria. And with glee, the whole of Europe took Asia when Tartaria fell. And we were blessed with the glorious British Empire, of course. Which in Christian terms was the best thing that could happen to you. So, the monuments can remain, but they are now the palaces of the royals, the cathedrals of Christianity, the guild halls of Christendom, even the state government buildings of America and democratic Europe. How amazing. It's not that Europe destroyed Tartaria. It was that Tartaria crumbled from within. I mean, quite simplistically, by acts of God. Seismic activity. Years with no summers. Famine. Disease. Mud floods. All over the planet. Especially where cities were built. In low-lying areas. You think Venice was built in the water? I think these magnificent Tartarian buildings were really built with their ground floor half covered in earth, so that in the cities of Europe, and you had to go step down steps to get into them, or simply ignore that floor and use the next floors up. Mankind is not just mankind's disaster. There's the natural world too. And if it turns against you, which in a sense it will do in the end, Pompeii vanishes, for instance. Or fool you if, like the New Zealanders, you rebuild Christchurch in the same place. Did they rebuild Pompeii? Of course not. You'd be off your trolley to do that. Do you need an enemy to destroy a civilization? No. Changing the weather on the central steps can cause a horde migration that even takes out the Roman Empire. No civilization is proof against uncertainty. Even its own technology can be its disaster. Goodness, don't we know that in the modern world? Our technology has changed our culture, and our culture has affected, well, at present, declining populations at quite a dramatic rate. Some cultures, like Islam, resist this. But capitalism doesn't. Because it doesn't need labour in anything like the way that it used to, and probably won't want it in the future. This is bad news for the 19th, 20th century notions of democracy. Tell you in 100 years less, your robots will have rights, and your computer. It won't be variety of culture that you're trying to cope with. It will be different robotic variations on the human form. Well, that is, if we keep going in the way that we're going, and that's not certain either, of course. Can we, or will we, have a better outcome? Hard to say, isn't it? Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Ah, modern man has a very high discount on the long-run future. Old-fashioned cultures less so. This alone may be our problem. Thank you, Dad.